What's going on, guys? This is Francisco with Covenant Dispatch LLC, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Like I always say, guys, if this is your first time visiting our channel, first of all, welcome to our channel. Hopefully, the information that you receive here on our channel is valuable to what you're doing and anything that has to do with trucking, freight dispatching, so on and so forth. But if you're new to this channel, do me a favor, right under this video, hit that subscribe button. Right next to that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button so that this video can reach a more broader audience and help those looking for this kind of information. And lastly, guys, hit that notification bell. That way you can be alerted for when we post future videos and for when we go live and those sorts of things. So as you can see in the title of this video, I wanted to give you guys some advice, drop a nugget here that I believe will be able to help you guys out. And I want to talk about what happens when a carrier either refuses to pay or just doesn't pay. And then also what happens if a freight broker doesn't pay. So for those of you who are new to this channel, we post freight dispatch information, we post general trucking information. In this particular video, I believe it goes both ways. It'll be valuable to you. Maybe if you own a trucking company, or maybe if you are aspiring to have a trucking company and you just want to learn more about certain things that take place. Um, I'm not saying I'm the expert by any means, but there are things that I've learned by experience that I believe will be able to help you guys out. So let's get right into it. I want to actually share my screen since that's the reason why I recorded this here on my Zoom. I want to share the screen and show you guys. First thing I want to answer, let me just share my screen really quick here, is the first question. And the first question is, what happens? Let me go on here and then go here. The first question is, what happens if a carrier decides they don't want to pay? Now, if you're an independent freight dispatcher, this is going to be more so for my independent freight dispatchers, which, by the way, guys, we offer an online training. We actually currently have our online training on sale right now. Typically, we charge a $250 one-time payment and then $15 subsequent monthly payments for you to, still have access to the course information and content. Right now, we're doing 100% off sale on our one-time payment. So right now, our course is only, uh, and I'll go ahead and go to my website here, but our course is only 150 currently for our one-time payment plus the $15 subsequent payments. And I'll show you guys what that looks like really quick. For those of you who are interested in starting your own freight dispatch company from home, dispatching owner operators from home, we have an online training that teaches you how to get started from A to Z, step by step, and it also helps you, effectively market to find leads and owner operators for your freight dispatch company. Here's all of our testimonials. You can visit our website and check more of the information out. But I did want to show you right now, we have our one-time setup fee at $135 plus the 15. That brings it to 150 versus our 235 that we typically have. So guys, if you're interested in starting an at-home freight dispatch company, take advantage of that. The training is very extensive, very detailed, and it's very affordable. And it'll help you guys set everything up that you need. Now, of course, if you like our content that we put on YouTube, imagine how the course would be. It's very much more detailed, those sorts of things. So, all right, let's talk about what happens if a carrier doesn't pay you. These are things that I go over in our training and stuff, but I want to give you guys a very, kind of surface level basic, how does that work? So the first thing is this: if you're an independent freight dispatcher, you're going to have what's called, I like to call it an agreement form. Some people might call it a carrier dispatcher packet, whatever you want to call it. It's a form that outlines the criteria that you have set between you and the owner operator that you're dispatching for. You don't want to have it be super extensive because it doesn't really need to be. You don't want to scare away owner operators by having like a 7-page, contract. But you want to make it very simple, but also very detailed. So as a part of your agreement form, there's going to be paperwork you're going to need. And I'm not going to go over that, but one of the caveats you want to add in your agreement form is late payments. What to do with late payments. So I've literally just put something very simple. By the way, guys, this is a template that we offer on our training. So I'm just showing you guys what it looks like on our template. I always recommend for people who take our trainings, if you want to get a more maybe professional overview and advice for your agreement form or uh, carrier owner operator or dispatcher owner operator packet, definitely get advice and get some wisdom and expertise from an attorney that has a freight logistical background for sure. I always recommend people. This is just a template, but again, nonetheless, this is definitely a caveat that you want to have in your agreement form. So for me, I put late payments will institute a $40 late fee for each day following the 24-hour grace period to fill the invoice. So let's say the invoice is supposed to be due, what's today, Friday, the 26th. So if they don't pay the invoice by the 27th, every day after that, every 24 hours after that, they're incurring a $40 late fee. So this is what you're going to want to have on your agreement form. Otherwise, you won't be able to hold the owner operator accountable if they don't pay. Now, guys, I've only had this happen one time, and I, reached out to the owner operator and I sent them an email, the third or fourth email, and I said, hey, I highlighted, where we had this caveat, and I said, hey, you signed on this, and then they fulfilled the invoice, of course, like the next day, I think it was. So, you hopefully never want to get to that point, but you definitely want to have that as a caveat in your agreement that you have with them. Otherwise, you can't hold them accountable to any late payments or anything like that. So definitely add that into your. Some of you guys might already have an agreement form or a owner operator packet, whatever you guys have, add that caveat. That way you can hold them accountable, and definitely add a late payment. I give them a grace period of 24 hours. Maybe you guys don't want to give a grace period. I don't know. However you want to do it. You want to make sure that's in your carrier packet though. So that's for if the carrier doesn't pay. Now, what happens if you're representing an owner operator, you're dispatching for an owner operator, and a broker decides not to pay? It's a whole different situation right there. Now, if a broker doesn't pay, I'm not going to go into super detail about what you can do or what you should do, but very quickly, I'm just show you how this works. Let's say, for example, you have a broker, and we're going to go to what's called, the first thing you want to do is go to the Safer company snapshot, which is I just literally type Safer, and you can put Safer FMCSA, and I'm going to go right here to company snapshot. Now, let's say you have the broker's MC number. So let's say the broker isn't paying your carrier and they reach out to you like, hey, can you help me out? So you're going to help them file a claim against the broker's surety bond, which each legit freight broker is going to have. They're going to have a $75,000 surety bond. So what you're going to want to do is, let's say you know the name, but you don't know the MC, or let's say you know the MC, then put the MC. But let's say you know the name, right? I'm just going to pick on TQL right here since they're a well-known freight brokerage. Let's say TQL is not paying your owner operator and they want to file a claim against them. So what you want to do is come here and how about this? Let's back up a little bit. Total quality logistics. All right, let's back up again. Logistics. All right, total quality logistics. You're going to click on there, and then you're going to come to this page. Once you come to this page, you're going to go off to the right. You're going to click on licensing and insurance. Then they're going to make sure you're not a robot. And then you're going to click here, and you're going to find, you're going to click on the HTML button right here off to the right. Once you click on the HTML button, it's going to pop up with this information. You're going to go down here and go to insurance history. Once you click on insurance history, it should tell you, this one doesn't tell you, no data. It should tell you the policy, surety, and who the carrier is. So let's actually back up here really quick. See if they got any rejected. So they have no data available. So let's back up and use a different one. Let's use this one right here. Maybe this one has it. Go to insurance. Okay, right here. So here's a list of the freight brokers carriers that they have for their surety bonds. And as you can see right here, it should say the 10,000. It used to be 10,000. So this must be old, which, yeah, as you can see, is 2004, 2013. It used to be 10,000, but now it's 75,000. But again, guys, this is just for an example. So let's say the Cincinnati Insurance Company is the company you want to get a hold of. Here's all their information. You reach out to them, and you like, for example, you might call this number right here, speak to Timothy and say, hey, Timothy, this is the situation we're in right now. We're backed up late on an invoice that the freight broker didn't pay on behalf of our carrier that we dispatched for, yada, yada, yada. They'll bring you through the steps, give you a claim number, and you just keep up with it. So again, I'm not going to go into super detail about exactly what happens after that. Those are things that we go over, and this is not a pitch for me selling our course, but I don't want to be on here too much longer than what I have to for a YouTube video. But it's very simple and self-explanatory. You call them, and honestly, they'll just walk you through the steps of what to do next. But again, that's how you look it up. Let's say you want to look up another one. We'll for the sake of an example, I'll just back up here and I'll find another one. Let's say, let's pick on Cardinal Logistics. All right. Or how about this? We're just gonna click on brokerage, find a freight brokerage. All right, let's pick on A and K. So A and K, remember, come here to the right, license insurance. Click on that. Make sure you're not a robot. Search HTML. Let's go to insurance history. So they use XL Specialty Insurance Company. We would click on that, and it's going to give us the information up here. But was an example of an old company. Looks like they had a 10,000, and this was back in 2000. So this should say 75,000 now because that's the new requirement the FMCSA has for all freight brokers. But again, guys, if your carrier doesn't pay, you want to go and make sure you have this caveat in your agreement form so that way you can hold them accountable. And then when they sign, they authorize, they're binded to whatever you placed in that form. And then secondly, if the freight broker doesn't pay your carrier and you want to fight on their behalf to get them paid, this is how you locate their surety bond carrier, insurance carrier, and then they'll walk you through the steps once you contact them. So, guys, I hope this helped you out. Even if you're maybe an owner operator and you're dealing with a broker that didn't pay you, I know there's all kind of opinions I might get on this video in the comment section. Like I've tried this, and sometimes it works for others. It doesn't. Now, let's just say it doesn't get resolved through this. Then the next step is you'd make a small claims. I think it's called a small claims. You take them to court and under small claims court, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comment section. Some of you guys might know a little bit more. But of course, there's further steps you could take to take legal action if they're not paying. But this is the first and primary step that you would take if the broker isn't paying your carrier. Guys, I hope this video helped you. Send this to someone that you know it might help. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in our next video. Once again, lastly, we're having a sale right now. We're probably going to keep it open for the next couple of days. $100 off of our freight dispatch blueprint package, showing you how to start an independent freight dispatch company from home, dispatching owner operators all across the United States. So, and just to answer this question, because people ask, do we teach about the Canadian market or the Mexican market? No, it's just the United States that we talk about and we teach on. So hope that answers anybody who might have had that question. Again, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Put your comments. Let me know what you guys think. See ya.